Hey everybody, I'm here to show you how to do a single leg glute bridge. This can be a wonderful exercise to use before your warm-up and after your warm-up as a test and retest evaluation. You can also notice a little bit of asymmetry at times, and that may contribute to some lower back discomfort or mobility issues through the hips. So the most basic version, you'll start with your feet on the ground in the sit-up position before you bring your body up. You'll focus on pressing through your heels, keeping your upper back on the ground, actually tucking your chin down, almost in a double chin position. And you bring your hips up as high as you can, making sure you don't arch your back. Just bring your hips up, keep the chin tucked down, squeeze your glutes as hard as you can at the top. And you'll perform anywhere from 8 to 10 repetitions of this exercise. If this is a little bit easier for you, you can actually do this with one leg. It's easier to notice the balances when you do this. You want to make sure you're not rotating or shifting side to side. And you're going to do the same amount of reps on each side, making sure you don't feel it in different places or that you have an imbalance, one's working better than the other. And if you do, work to address it. The next progression is to do that same exercise on a bench, a chair, elevated surface. So same positioning, the only difference here is your feet are up higher, and you're actually going to place the center of your foot on the edge of the bench. So you'll start with 2 feet, this is the easier variation. Same exact position, tucking the chin down, bringing the hips up, squeezing the glutes. Now the harder variation is when you do this with one leg. So you can have the leg straight or bent, it doesn't matter. You're going to come straight up, straight back down. Make sure whatever you're using is anchored down so it doesn't slide. Now the last variation, which is a little bit harder, you're going to grab an exercise ball. So what you're going to do, same position as before with the bend, except you're going to start with the exercise ball with your heels underneath it. You may need to actually keep your hands on the ground, kind of wide base, just to make sure you can keep your balance. You're going to do this nice and slow. So don't perform any repetitions yet until you feel some stability. And you'll do the same exact exercise. Making sure you're not moving one way or the other. It's going to be kind of hard. You're going to have to resist it. There'll be subtle movements. You can do the same exact thing with one leg. And then as you get good at this, you can progress it to a hamstring curl as well. So it's easiest to try this out with both legs first so you have a little bit more stability. Making sure you're curling and hip thrusting at the same time. The hardest variation is when you do this with just one leg. So you can start with your leg crossed over. This is going to provide a little bit more stability than the floating leg would. Same thing. And then the hardest variation with a single leg is without the foot on the knee. So slowly progress up that chain to find one that suits your needs, but make sure you're doing these properly every single time and thoughtfully and mindfully. And if you notice that you're starting to have any imbalances, feeling it on one side more than the other, just make sure to try to address that and figure out where that's coming from, because likely it may contribute to some type of low back discomfort or some type of